February is Black History Month, and the Cumberland County Public Library and Information Center is offering a wide range of programs celebrating African American heritage. Librarian Jennifer Doherty and Marketing and Communications Manager Kelly Tamita provide us an overview of these programs and the many other resources available at your library.
The Cumberland County Public Library and Information Center has several programs scheduled for the month of February to celebrate Black history. We have programs for adults and children. At Headquarters Library, we have the Fayetteville State University Full Gospel Choir, who will be performing spirituals, as well as at the same time, Dr. Brooksy Harrington will be giving a lecture on the history of Negro spirituals. So that's one program I think that will be very popular and very interesting to go to. We have two other programs in the month. It's the same program, and it's Black Valor. And you can find that program either at Headquarters or West Regional Library. That program is presented by Mr. Charles Anderson Jr., and he's the Vice President of the Museum of the Cape Fear Foundation. What his topic is the contribution of African Americans to the military from the colonial days until the present day. At North Regional Library, we have a program that's History Through Song, and Dr. Hennessy from Fayetteville State University will present that program. He's a history professor, and he's also an expert in all kinds of music genres, and he'll focus mostly on the slavery era spiritual songs and even instrumental music during that time. East Regional Library will have a program for children that focuses on the Underground Railroad. They'll explore that experience through crafts, through stories, and a variety of activities. At Headquarters Library, we have a special children's program, and it's coordinated through our local and state history department. Storyteller Baba Jamal Coram will be sharing the folk traditions of the African American culture. Now, that program does require registration if you have groups of 5 or more, but you can get more information by calling our local and state history room. In addition to our programming for Black history, the library has programs throughout the month, so you can get more information about all of those programs from our website, or you can call 483-7727.
Well, if you want to come to the Cumberland County Public Library and Information Center and do some research on Black history, we have quite a collection. We have our adult nonfiction collection, and you can look up African American history there. Any of our information services professionals can help you. Or you can come up to the local and state history room, where we have specific resources of North Carolina African American history. We actually have a book called Black Heritage in North Carolina. And we also have an African American genealogy collection that is very good for people of African American ancestry. It's usually a little bit harder to do their research, and this collection specializes in that. Cumberland County has a very rich African American history. If you look at one of our biggest organizations in this community, it's the Fayetteville State University. It started out as 2 tracts of land that were bought by 7 Black gentlemen for a Black education school. General Howard, who was part of the Freedmen's Bureau, actually built the first building there. It became known as Howard School. 10 years later, the North Carolina legislature in 1877 was looking to start a Black teaching school. They chose Howard School to be the site of that. So then it became the North Carolina Normal Teaching School. From that time, it's grown. It was mainly a teaching school, but the curriculum has expanded, and then until 1967, when it became Fayetteville State University, and it's maintained its identity and that name even though it is part of the University of North Carolina system. An important individual in this community was Ezra Ezekiel Smith, and the local high school is actually now named after him. It was originally just called the Graded School. He was a principal at the Normal Teaching School, and he was also a prominent minister and was very well known in the community. It's very important to celebrate Black History Month to acknowledge the accomplishments that African Americans have contributed to our country.